Good evening. This is CTV News on this first day of October. I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, October marks the start of more than 250 new state laws in Maryland. Two of the laws protect victims of domestic violence and are of particular interest to Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown. CTV's Molly NEVOLA is in Rockville with the story.
Two new laws related to domestic violence in Maryland take effect today. The first offering unemployment benefits to those forced to quit their jobs due to violence in the workplace. And the second, a mandate for judges to report on whether or not their defendants are domestically related to their victims in efforts to reduce future occurrences.
Victims of domestic violence shouldn't have to choose between their physical safety and their financial security. Look, nobody wants to leave a job under any circumstances, particularly in a bad economy. But when it's necessary, we want to give the victims of domestic violence the support, the resources, so they can make that choice to protect themselves, their families, and their co-workers.
This is what victims have such a difficult time, is maintaining all the normal things in their lives, and until they can get the violence out of their lives, at least with this, they'll have some compensable benefits.
Domestic violence is personal for Lieutenant Governor Brown. In 2008, his cousin was murdered by her estranged boyfriend, and since then, he's championed many successful efforts in combating it. In Rockville, Molly NEVOLA, CTV News.
And domestic violence deaths statewide have dropped by 43% since 2007. And speaking of new laws, Maryland employees, you can now keep your social media usernames and passwords private. A new law takes effect today prohibiting employers from requesting or requiring that you disclose that personal information. The law also extends to job applicants. If you're applying for a job in Maryland, you no longer have to provide information about your Facebook or Twitter accounts. Some residents say the harassment has eased up a bit since CTV News first reported on problems at the Bedford Station Apartments in Langley Park. Dozens say a security force hired by the management company has been threatening residents who are outside, even women waiting for their children at a bus stop. In addition, they're also giving out these pink citations warning residents of offenses, even though it's unclear whether the citations are legally valid.
Las cosas han disminuido y yo pienso que ha sido de gran ayuda y también gracias a Casa Maryland, a las personas que nos están ayudando acá.
Thanks to CTV and thanks to Casa de Maryland, the situation has improved dramatically since last week. Because you have been here present, making this a news, so therefore now they are respecting us more.
Pero nos están quitando así de día. Los mandan los security a molestar a la gente de día, pero de noche.
They only come during the day to harass women who are waiting for their kids. That might be because it's easier for them to threat us. But at night, when we need them to make sure that things are quiet here in this neighborhood, then they don't show up.
Casa de Maryland has been collecting statements of the alleged abuses and plans to send them to the Chief of Police and the Human Relations Commission. And Ruth Castillo, who is deaf, spoke this morning with CTV reporter Patricia Vallone, who also knows sign language. Castillo says she was frightened after being harassed by the same security force and was asking for assistance. Casa says it plans to get a certified sign interpreter in order to take her statement. And we did contact the management company, and we were told that they would get back to us on the issue, but by news time there was no response. Well, do you have a concern, complaint, or are just looking for information? The county has a new call center that you can dial. When you pick up your phone and press 311, the person who answers will direct you to the appropriate office. They will take calls from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. The center is meant to consolidate the county's customer service office and improve service. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Sonia Shrivastava.